I purchased this unit specifically to rack mount it and read in the review queue. Does it come with wall mounting bracket? Answer this question. It comes with two L-shaped brackets and mounting screws. The brackets work in a standard rack mount system, or, if you rotate and attach them facing the bottom of the switch, you can mount the switch to a wall. Same brackets do both. Aaron H. Middle. 1 year ago, but it is not rack mountable and has no provisions for rack mounting, screw holes on the side too. Typically a 16-port switch is for a rack and has the brackets or option to add later. This unit does not. TP-Link is a good product, so that is not an issue, but if you have a rack you need a shelf or a hard pass on this one. I was already in the attic running Cat5e cable for some PO cameras and had a lot of Cat5e left over, so I decided to run Ethernet ports to every room. I'm using a Netgear router, non-mesh, to cover around 2,200 square feet, and it just doesn't reach the back office very well, and my Plex server in the living room doesn't like Wi-Fi either. About 2 years ago I got some TP-Link powerline adapters and they've been serving me pretty well. The first speed test after getting the office wired up have been quite encouraging. 234% speed improvement. Not shabby. The switch is mounted in the garage attic, trying to limit the length of my runs a bit. So far, very happy. Works great. I'm using it for my gig Ethernet and hardwiring my office. Cutting the cable meant adding devices. So many that I decided to network everything. I already had two Blink devices in place, so I went with Blink on the managed switch as well. Nice product with zero issues in wiring it in place. The instructions, however, aren't that helpful. A call to tech support was helpful only after I was transferred to the business tech people. It turns out that managed switches are considered to be pro/business, not consumer level. Updated comments. Deck 2019. I purchased another and got lucky with version 2 hardware. The firmware is nicer than any other TP-Link GUI so far, and there was an update from July 2019, so you know they are actively supporting this product. D1500G8 TV2. With this version you can remove ports from system VLAN 1, PIV 1. This is great. Now if they could assign ports to be trunk or access. I like this one so much I'll buy another if needed. At the cost you can buy two of these for one Unify US8, about $95 average. However, if you find yourself modify ports a lot, like in a lab, then perhaps Unify makes sense since it is so easy to manage. I'm using these TP-Links in situations where I will not likely need to modify ports in many months, if not years. Updated comments. Sep 2019. I was thinking about putting this switch into the WAN side or DMZ to host a few devices on an isolated VLAN. However, the version of the OS on this lower model does not support port type assignment, access or trunk. Looking at the config, my guess is that all ports are basically trunk types, as I cannot remove any port from native VLAN 1, where the management IP resides. That alone makes this switch vulnerable to VLAN hopping attacks. If you plan on using it on the WAN or DMZ, get a higher-end unit that allows you to make port type access or trunk, and change the native VLAN ID to something else other than 1, or allow you to move the management address off the native VLAN, which should never be used as best practice. Original Rev. I also have the larger brother T2600G28DS, and the web interface is better on that unit, but even so both suck when compared to the Cisco SB200 and Unify interfaces. Click link in description for more reviews.